Hey Steppers, I just wanted to get together with you this week and talk a little bit about step 12. Having had a spiritual awakening, as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to addicts, alcoholics, overeaters, whoever, and practice these principles in all of our affairs. And this is the result of all the work, is to awaken the spirit, to realize that we are a force in the universe, that we have an impact on the world around us, that we are not these powerless stimulus response beings who make no difference in the world at large. We in fact do. As a matter of fact, in a lot of the literature it says we are specially equipped to carry the message and save lives when doctors have failed, when religions have failed, when psychiatrists have failed, when spouses and family have failed. We are specially equipped to reach people who otherwise could not be reached, based on all of our experiences. And that's the awakening of the spirit. That's the realization that everything we've gone through has a bigger purpose. Everything we've experienced, all the setbacks, all the despair, all the heartache, all of the trouble we've had up till this point, can coalesce and reach someone else who may perhaps be going through similar or even the same problems. Now, it does have one singular purpose, but it's twofold. Number one, we are to carry the message to another sufferer, maybe in the meetings or where we socialize. But the second part is to practice these principles in all of our affairs. And that means that we have to be a person of character. That everybody we interact with our thoughts, our words, our deeds, our actions, our attitudes, should feel this overt character that we carry. That we are believers in God. That we believe in spirit. We believe in a higher power. We believe in doing the right thing for the right reason at the right time. And we are unafraid to take risks in relationship, in business, in all of our affairs. Just put it that way. In everything that we do and interact with, we are awakened. We are seeking always a higher level of consciousness, and it transforms our lives to become a huge learning experience. That all of this that we're experiencing, even the recovery part, is just a test. It's a test. It's a test for us to grow in faith, in strength, in competence. And the best way to do that is to reach out and help other people, to serve other people in any capacity that we're given, to do our best. Always do our best. And even after the event, here's what I commonly do, especially if I sponsor somebody or if I'm hired to do work, or if I'm engaged in a relationship, I always reflect and ask myself, how could I improve? What could I do better? How could I be a better person? How could I be a better sponsor? How could I be a better father? How could I be a better boyfriend? How could I be a better person in whatever it is I'm doing? And if I sit and think about that a little bit, what may be my best right now will not be my best 6 months from now. I can always improve. My ego is not that big. I've never thought I was so perfect there is no room for improvement. There is always room for improvement. And then we pace ourselves for the marathon, because then this becomes a lifestyle. It becomes a lifelong journey. It becomes a journey that really never ends. We're always seeking to be better. We're always seeking to improve. We're always seeking to have a bigger impact on people. And how can we widen our reach? Which prompted me, I'm a slow learner. It took 30 years, but it prompted me to do this work right here, to develop a social media outlet for people who practice the 12 steps no matter what their issue is, so they could learn from my experience after having been clean and sober for 30 years. How can I reach more people? And that's what prompted me to do this. I mean, my effort, the intentions are right. The action is there. I'm literally doing it. And it, believe it or not, it's reaching people. And I feel really good about that. I feel really good about the ability to reach more people. So this awakening of the spirit is the result of working these steps. That's what the language says. And if we have worked the steps and we're practicing service, we're never going to be perfect, but we shoot for perfection. I would rather shoot for perfect and fall short than shoot for average and be successful. Because if I'm successful, then I've successfully accomplished being average, and I'll never know what I'm truly capable of, what my spirit can really accomplish. And that takes commitment. And it doesn't happen overnight. So I pace myself, we get in this rhythm of living life, and we get in this habit of always asking myself, where can I do better? Where can I improve? How can I improve my attitude? How can I improve my thought pattern? And it's a job of vigilance. I have to remain ever vigilant about what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, my actions, my thoughts, because I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, thoughts are so random and they happen, just without me really having control of it. I agree that thoughts can run across the stage of our mind in very random fashion, but which thoughts am I holding on to? A lot of thoughts, good, bad, I don't even label them. They just come across the stage of my mind. It's the ones that I hold on to that determine my destiny. And I ask myself all the time, are these thoughts advancing me forward, or are they hurting me? Am I retreating because of these thoughts? And that's a question that only you and God can answer. No other human has the ability to heal you, but God does. And I know some people say, well, I hear God through other people. No, other people just confirm thoughts that you're already having. It's such a private thing, that relationship. It's such a private, sacred thing between man and his creator, or woman and her creator, that we have to learn to develop the aptitude to trust in our feelings and in our thoughts and in our own character and our own understanding of what honesty and hope and faith and courage and willingness and humility, what is brotherly love, what is forgiveness. I have to come to my own personal understanding of those principles. And then once I've come to my own understanding, I have to integrate them into my life and actually experience them. And that's when God ceases to become a concept and commences to become an experience, the experience of God, that I feel Him within me. And my program is no longer people dependent, or fellowship dependent, or meeting dependent. My program is God dependent, and God is within. So wherever I go, the program goes with me. That flies in the face of a lot of conventional wisdom. I know it may be a departure from what you may have heard in meetings, but know this, that most people, a vast majority of the people who go to meetings end up in relapse. That's a fact. Most of the people that go to meetings end up relapsing. So if you're doing what most of the people are doing, there's a very good chance that you're going to get what most of the people are getting. And what is that? Relapse. So you've got to sometimes segregate yourself from conventional wisdom, from conventional thinking, because that conventional thinking isn't working in the majority of the cases. So what are the people who are actually successful, who are actually doing the program, who are actually happy? I know people with a lot of years, but you meet them and you experience them and you interact with them, and they are just fundamentally, it appears to me that they're fundamentally unhappy. The things they have to say, like I was in a meeting just the other morning, and a guy said, and this guy had a lot of years, he says, I wake up every morning with this feeling of doom. I wake up every morning to doom and gloom. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, If this program is about change, that's one thing. I would incorporate the steps on changing. I would change what I read before I go to bed, or I would read something really good as soon as I woke up and say, hey, good morning, doom and gloom. I'm not letting you in today. You can stay outside. I got other plans. That takes a lot of self-discipline. It takes a little bit of sacrifice. You have to be willing to sacrifice some time to prepare yourself to develop that mindset. It's such a simple thing. I mean, it sounds complicated, but it's really not. It's a simple thing. I move in the direction of where the Spirit takes me to, and I want to be happy. I want to be joyous. I want to be free. I want to engage myself in activities, in thoughts, and attitudes that are going to make my life better. And then I fulfill the mandate of the tradition that says, I think it's our 11th tradition, that says our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. Okay, I want to live an attractive life. I want to be attractive. And in order for me to be attractive, I have to be doing the things that are attractive for me. And then I can experience, this life based on the dictates of my heart, based on the passion of my conscience, based on the things that I want to do, not just what's popular and being forced by social dogma. That's not what I do all this work to do. I do it to be happy. And that way, when I'm happy, I can share that happiness with others. You cannot give what you do not have. You cannot give love if you don't love yourself. You understand? You can't give happiness. When you squeeze an orange, you get what's inside. You get orange juice. When you squeeze an apple, you get what's inside. You get apple juice. When you squeeze a person and put them under pressure, and out comes anger and fear and jealousy and resentment, that's what you got inside. So you're less willing to take risks when you have all that baggage inside. When you clean the inside and you have this spiritual awakening and you realize, hey, to a large degree, my life is what I make it. If it is to be, it's up to me. Then you're much more equipped to take a risk and get in a high pressure situation, and out will come, understanding and love and compassion. And you'll realize, even if it's a miserable failure, you'll realize it was a learning experience, and that you can go back to the batter's box, step back up to the plate, and take another swing. And if you swing enough, eventually you'll start hitting. And if you hit enough, eventually you'll start knocking them out of the park. And that is the feeling and the joy and the exhilaration of success. And nobody defines that but you, for yourself. And nobody defines it for me but me. So live a successful life. Live with passion. Be unafraid to take the risks. I would rather see someone take a huge risk and make a huge miserable failure than to sit on the sideline and wonder what could have happened. Because failure can be transformed into success if one decides to never give up. There's no other way. It's the only way. And in this life, the only thing we're all given in equal quantity is time. How am I using my time? Could I be more effective with my budget of time? It's a great question. How could we improve? The answer is to never stop seeking the answer to questions. So the questions are the answer. Never seek to stop to find the answers, and go wherever they take you, and declare them once you found them out. And as your understanding deepens, be unafraid to declare that as well. The only way out is through radical change. This is radical recovery. That's the 12 steps. As I receive further information, I'll be sharing it in this venue, but I appreciate and I thank you very much for taking the time out to become better and to learn new information. I hope it's helped you. God bless, and we'll see you soon. Take care.